Welcome back to the Wolfcast podcast, everybody. I'm the Tru Alpha here with my talented, amazing sister, May.
Hi!
And my brother from another mother, Fang.
What's up?
God, I was going to try to do that in one breath and realize I had to pause for both of you guys to say what up. We're just chilling like villains today, rocking out with our pecocks out. Chilling, or I don't know, what was the other one?
I don't know.
Jam out with my clam out.
There we go. These two seem so fucking lifelike. I'm full of joy and depressed at the same time. Let's get this party started.
Hey, we're all full of life and depression, man. That's just being an adult. You know, can't help it. It's true. I mean, I've sat down and had a conversation with my dad, and you know, my dad said that he thought back in his younger years that thoughts like ours crossed his mind. So it's not just a thing that happens with just you, my bro. It happens to all of us out there. Like I told you, it's just a normal thing. It's like we were talking about, it's the call of the void. That's all it is. That thought of, you know, oh, I want to drive into oncoming traffic, but you're like, I really shouldn't do that. That's the call of the void. Like, we all have that.
There's actually a song, I don't know who sings it. I hear it on Octane. Which, if you don't have Octane and you don't have access to it, I recommend it because they play a lot of good fucking music. But because the age-old question is, you know, what is the point of life? What is the secret to life? And they get this like real deep voice that starts talking like under the beat. So you got the beat going, and then underneath it you have this guy talking. And he says, like, the secret to life is not a problem to be solved.
Is it kind of like, not rap, but like it's like kind of?
It'd be a rap metal almost type deal.
Smeagol was trying to get me to watch something last night, and it was like they were like talk rapping. It wasn't like full on rap, but it was like a talk rap, and it was talking about how like they were depressed and things that like make them feel better and whatnot.
I mean, even Rodney Radke in Falling in Reverse's Popular Monster, that's talk rapping. Because all he's doing, he's just sitting there, you know, monotone. I think I'm going nowhere like a rat trapped in a maze. That's all he's doing.
I just found out because there's this WWE superstar, this girl. God, I can't think of her name, but she's fucking gorgeous.
Okay.
I can't remember her name. I don't know. They did a movie on her and whatnot. But anyways, she's dating
Rodney Radke?
Yeah. Dating him.
No shit.
No, it's not Bella. Whatever. I don't.
It says the secret to life isn't a problem to be solved, but a something to be experienced.
Yeah, life is to be experienced, not just like, and that's the thing. Like people say, you know, oh, we'll get married when we have the money, or oh, we'll have kids when we have the money, or we'll do this when we have a whole bunch of money. It's like, if you keep that line of thinking, you'll never do that one particular thing because you're always going to think, oh, I don't have enough money.
It's like when we got Cass.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, we don't have the money, we don't have the time. And I was just like, look, if we don't get a dog now, we're never getting a dog.
And here we are 3 years later.
With 2 dogs and 2 snakes.
And 2 children. And
yeah.
2...
Yeah. It gets weird. It's also like how, on that note, though, anybody remember WALL-E? The movie?
Oh, WALL-E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a line in that movie that a lot of people were confused by, but I think it's an absolute banger of a line. And it's when the steering wheel is going fucking nuts. And he's like, if you do this, that is the best chance of survival. And the captain goes, I don't want to survive. I want to live. Because there is a difference between surviving and living.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because you can just go out and, you know, surviving is just going day to day, home, work, sleep, home, work, sleep. That's
me.
Surviving. But living is when you go out and like how you play Pokemon Go, or you go out to a friend's house and do things, or stuff like that.
Call me out.
I call us all out. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's that part of being a grown up adult. It really sucks. Like I always say, the stupidest idea I ever had was to grow up because it sucks. But you know, it's part of life, and it's you learn to work around the necessities of, you know, having to go to work, having to be responsible, but it's fitted in those times of, you know, oh, I'm going to go hang out with so and so because, you know, I need a break from the monotony of we're going to work at home. So
Two things. The WWE superstar's name's Paige. Gorgeous. I just had to clarify that. Second, you brought up a good point. Why is it, as kids, we always say, "Oh, I'm fucking done with this. I just want to fucking be 18 and done with school and move out," and then you turn 18, you're like,
I'll tell you why. Because so when we're kids, the biggest thing is we can't wait till we grow up because we see our parents get to stay up as late as they want. They can eat whatever they want. There's nobody telling them what to do. We don't see the part of they have to get up at like the butt crack of dawn, if not earlier, to go to work, have to spend 8 to 10, 12 hours on their feet at work, working hard, and then coming home. And for some people to, you know, make dinner for the family and, you know, not get them in to sit down. We don't see that part of it. We just see that, oh, they get to stay up late, they can eat whatever they want, and they don't get in trouble for all the stuff that I get in trouble for. And so
they can also buy the things they want.
Yeah, they can buy the things they want, you know, and it's just, I think it's, we see that in rose-colored glasses and we're like, oh, we can't wait to do that. But when we get there, we're like, this isn't what I wanted or thought it was going to be like, because we didn't.
This kind of fucking sucks.
Yeah, this sucks. Like, there was one piece of advice my uncle gave me, and it sucks that it's true, but like, all things go downhill once you turn 18. Like, it seems great from like birth to 18. Everything's fine. You don't have to worry about nothing. No bills, no responsibilities, maybe some chores. That's about it. But once you hit 18, it starts to suck after that. And, you know, he's not wrong. It's true.
Yeah. It's also another thing is, and this happens a lot with our generation. And by that, I mean millennials. Yes, everybody in this call is a millennial. Get over it.
Mm-hmm.
We look at life and we think we're so far behind. We
compare
think,
our life to others.
Yeah, we think, oh, we don't have the house that my parents did, or I'm not going out and having party, or, you know, I don't have my own business. I don't have a fancy car. I don't have all this other stuff. In all reality, you're not supposed to have that shit until you're like 30, 40 years old, or 40 or 50 years old. From the time you turn 18 into your late 20s, early 30s, or even late 30s, you're just supposed to be experiencing shit.
You're supposed to figure out who you are and what you want to do in life. Like, we don't know. Like, birth to 18, we're just a little carbon copy mold learning how to how to take tests and follow orders and essentially get used to working at a 9-to-5 pace.
Yep.
Once you get out of it's all it teaches you. Once you get out of high school and into the real world, you realize the real world isn't as nice as you thought it was.
Nope.
And it's a lot harder and rougher, and people really don't care about your feelings or about your day or how bad you feel because they're dealing with their own things. And I know that sounds mean, but it's true. And it's like, you really don't know what someone is going through until you take a walk in their shoes or sit down and listen with them. Like, I had a guy at work, his uncle passed away, but he still came to work. And I'm like, well, you know, I got 2 years for a reason. So if you need to talk, he's like, I really appreciate that. Thank you. You know, I didn't push the subject. I'm like, you know, if you need to talk, I'm here. And that's what just some people need.
Because ADHD is a fun fucking thing. Whenever you said, try to walk a mile in their shoes, I got a song in my head.
I would walk 500 miles.
Thankfully, it wasn't the Proclaimers. But the song that got into my head was, funny enough, another Rodney Radke song. But it was when he left Falling in Reverse for a short time to try and pursue rapping. In that song, he says, "Try to walk a mile in my shoes, and you'll get beat with your own Nike." Don't know why that popped into my head, but it did.
Yeah, I like change the subject. Like, I never understood why people wanted to drop hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on fucking Nikes or Jordans or what. They're just shoes.
We've talked about this.
I know, but they're just shoes, damn it.
Oh my God, shoes.
Oh my gosh, shoes. These shoes cost $500. Let's fucking get them.
I'm leaving.
Bye, Felicia.
Oh bro, I've seen that fucking video so many times growing up.
Dude, it was part of my childhood. Like, the other day, me and my roommate, we were sitting there giggling, laughing to door stack, or 4 strength, 4 stem leather belt, leather belt. Or we even did the piece of resistance. All right, boys, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. We're just sitting there giggling like schoolgirls in the car, watching these old like 10 to 12-year-old videos that were like all the rage back in that time.
Oh yeah,
bro, that actually that made me laugh because fucking about I'd probably say almost about a month ago now, because I haven't played Fortnite with Scuba Steve in a while.
Mm.
We were sitting there and we are like, should we push or should we stay? And he just goes, I think we should just Leroy Jenkins it. And I was like, what? I didn't. I've seen the video. It didn't like register. And then he's like, Leroy Jenkins, and just took off. And I was like, oh, it clicked. We're going.
We're going ham.
Leroy Jenkins has become a staple in the gaming community for just, all right, we're pushing this.
Mm-hmm.
No holds bars, just going the fuck in.
So you suck, Leroy. Oh, at least I got chicken.
They died in that raid, didn't they?
Did, yeah. They were doing the Amixia raid, and it was the part where you have all the hashlings come out, and that one's and it's hard. Like back in the day, it was hard. I think they nerfed it now, but World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I never played that.
The game that I sunk years of my life into.
I
Funny enough,
shit out of RuneScape, but couldn't tell you one single thing about it.
I never played RuneScape.
The only thing I remember from RuneScape was paying somebody to mine gold or like mine resources for you.
I couldn't tell you one fucking thing.
But funny enough, though, in Final Fantasy XIV, there are a number of accounts that are named Leroy Jenkins, and you can run into them in raids, and they will do exactly what you expect them.
Yeah, because meme, the meme lords that they are.
Meme's got a meme.
Oh goodness! So, yeah, someone stopped my action. How dare you, Sim Lord? No, I wanted to talk a bit about Saturday night a little bit because that was really fun.
I was gonna say that last night was probably one of the best nights I've had.
You and your fucking godly aim. I swear to God, you were peeking. Swear to God, you were peeking.
Literally almost like didn't come up. Like I was like about to just go out to eat with Dad, come home and play Fortnite by myself. Didn't want to talk to anybody. Wasn't in a bad mood, just slightly depressed, not like overly depressed, but I was just like, I'm not going to go out. I don't want to bring him down. So glad I said, fuck you, depression, and went out.
Glad you did too.
Got caught, I wouldn't say drunk, but I got
toasted.
I got buzzed.
Yeah,
I got toasted. So it was nice. I want to be more toasted.
And then we pulled out the quiet game. That was fun.
The quiet game was fucking fun, and I thought you guys were just kidding when you were like, dude, he's fucking cracked.
Yeah, because you were hitting everybody.
You were hitting everybody that you aimed at. You shot and you hit. The only instance I think that you missed was with me when we bonked heads.
Well, that's what I've always said though, is like one of my like senses, my hearing is like the best out of all of them. I would say hearing, and then probably smell, and then touch, and then my fucking sight sucks.
See, mine's touch. If I can't feel anything, I'm almost useless.
Joke's on you. You never feel anything. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You feel a lot.
He says in silent, you don't know me.
Yeah, you don't know me. No. But yeah, no, for those of you that don't know what the quiet game is, and you can see it on TikTok, but it's where somebody is blindfolded and they have either a squirt gun or they have a Nerf gun, and you're hiding in a room.
Fuck, I'd be so pissed to get fucking shot in the face.
I get mad because my house would get wet. But
yeah, I mean, if we did it like in a small area outside or
something like that.
Go out to the dog park and do it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But you would have more open space and it'd be harder to get people. But you have somebody
you do with a large group.
Yeah, you'd have somebody that was blindfolded and they have either a squirt gun or a Nerf gun, and they're trying to find you on sight alone, sight and touch. And so it's really fun. Like if you haven't seen any of the videos on TikTok, you need to watch some of them because some of them are really funny. And
side note, could you imagine being at the dog park, say like 15 people out there, one blindfolded? It's it's not late, but like say like 9, 10 o'clock. People are going to bed. fucking cop pulls up. He's just like, what the fuck is going on?
He's like, we're playing the quiet game. You in? You gotta leave your Glock behind, though.
You can bring the taser, though. That'll make it interesting.
Oh, God, fuck no.
Ooh, extreme quiet game.
Just stays there.
Oh, shit!
You just start convulsing on the ground, like, oh, God.
What was it? Like the one
That would get
TikTok where
views.
because they always make all cops and like military guys go through taser training, how they were tasing this one black guy. He goes, I'm blind! And he gets tasered. His group of friends were all sitting there laughing at him. He's like, I'm blind!
Fuck.
Yeah, it was funny. When the taser makes you forget your own race. Oof.
And I hate meeting new people. Like another thing that really makes like I'm just like so shy and awkward. But like I can't even remember his name. I feel
Brayton.
terrible. Brayton. I knew it started with a B. I wanted to say Braden, but Brayton. He's fucking cool as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Told you.
Yeah, he's good people.
And he's like so like he's like what's the word I'm looking for? Like
Down to earth.
welcoming and down to earth. Like he's like, because I just went outside. Like I was just gonna go outside. He's like, yeah, bro, come over here and come to my house. And I was like, dude, you don't even know me.
That's just
And
how
then,
he
like,
is.
Then he was like, hey, if you want to crash on my couch, you can. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm as nice as they come until you piss me off. If I didn't know you, I'm not gonna offer you like a spot in my house.
Mm.
I think part
Maybe
of
like
it was
maybe like the next time, I know you a little bit more.
Well, he's
I
also
couldn't
that kind
do
of person where, because he asked us if, you and Smeagol were cool. I'm like, oh yeah, no, he's, Fang's brother of some odd years. Like, they're cool as can be, like, give you the shirt off their back, awesome people. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so we had talked to you guys. Whoops, I knocked my microphone away.
Oh no, come back.
We had told them that, you guys are good people and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Brayton's a really awesome person. I like him. His wife Haley's adorable, and their children are so cute.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys heard when we were at the liquor store, I manned up.
Oh yeah, we
were there.
Little cutie, yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know if you guys heard me or not.
Oh yeah, Smeagol had said something.
I had to fucking of course the one time I man up, I strike out. I strike out. Which means I'll never ask again.
No, that's the thing though. Is like people are like, well, I don't know. It's like, what's the worst you can say? No. That's it. It's not. She's not going to tase you or kill you or shoot you. It's just no.
I mean, some women out there might.
I have a boyfriend, Mace.
My favorite video of all time is the guy who pulls up next to a girl and they're parked. Like she's parked on the side of the road talking on her phone or something. And he pulls up next to her. He's like, "Excuse me, ma'am," and he's trying to get her attention. And she puts the phone down and goes, "I have a boyfriend, you disgusting pig. Leave me the fuck alone." And like goes on this absolute fucking rant. He's like, yeah, that's great and everything. I just wanted you to know you have your back left tire is flat. And she goes, like, she looks back, sees that it's flat, and looks back at him and goes, "Oh my God, can you help me? I don't know how to do that." And he goes, "Get your fucking boyfriend to help you," and drives off.
I was gonna say the one I seen is like I think it was staged, but there was an accident and he was like, "So should I just get your phone number and your informations for the accident?" And she goes, "Seriously? I have a boyfriend." And he's like, "It's just for the accident." He's like, "Oh, is this how you pick up all women?"
Yes, I crashed my car into them and use insurance as an excuse to get your fucking number. Bitch, shut up.
No, technically, in that instance, you just call the cops and wait for them to arrive.
Yeah, I'd be like, if I went, "Hey, can I get the information for insurance and whatnot?" They're like, "Excuse you, I have a boyfriend." I'd be like, "All right, cool." I wouldn't let it go any further. I'd call the cops and be like, "Yeah, I got a bitch here who's not wanting to fucking cooperate.
I got a Karen here." It's
they're not even Karens. There's something like they're almost worse.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. There are men out there who push and push and push.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really fucking annoying. But if the guy isn't pushing and pushing and pushing, and he asks you a simple fucking question, or he's trying to inform you of something,
yeah,
there's no reason to go off on him. Like, you're not doing anything.
That actually reminds me of my first accident. Like me personally, like I was in several accidents as a kid, whether it was my mom or dad driving, but My mom was a terrible driver.
Oh, God.
I love her, but she was. My dad, if he was awake, he would tell you the same thing. But my first accident, this girl ran the stop sign. I had the right of way, hit I think I hit her back end.
Oh my.
And they got out of the car and she was like, "You got to let me go. I've been drinking all day. I'm drunk. I'm literally going right down the road to get home." I was like, "No.
No.
Front end is fucked." And she's like, "Yeah, but you have a big truck. It didn't make that much of an impact. My car's fucked." I was like, "I don't care. We're calling the cops and getting this shit figured out." And she's like, "Please, please let me go." And I was like, I mean, I'm not holding you here. You can leave, but I'm still going to take a picture and call the cops.
Yeah.
Right.
Funny enough, I don't know if I can say this. I mean, this was years ago, and it's not like there was a court case or anything, but like they ended up like talking to us both and then let her get back in the car and leave.
What?
Yeah, just because she was pretty. I guarantee that was it.
Most likely.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, she was a very pretty girl, and I felt bad. But like, you were drunk. You got in the car and you ran the stop sign and got into an accident.
You fucked up. Yeah.
It's like when I got in my car accident, when I got T-boned by that car of teenagers that ran the red light. They're like, "Run your phone," or "You've been." I'm like, dude, I just got done from the grocery store. I was turning left. Like, I'm not going to be on my phone on a turn lane. Like, duh. Second of all, it's illegal now, but it's like I wasn't on my phone.
Is this the one where Fang like called me?
Yeah,
told me to go up there and check.
Yeah, I asked you to go pick her up.
Yeah, I got about 5 fucking minutes away from where they were, or where you were, and then he's like, "Never mind."
Well, I didn't know he was coming because I had to beg my ex the time to come get me. He's like, "Well, I have to go to work." I'm like, "You have an hour before you have to be at work. Come pick me up and take me home. I have groceries." And he was so mad that he had to come help me. Like, I was such a fucking dick. Angie. But no, no, I was looking at that where did I put it? But when we were talking about the Call of the Void and everything, right? So apparently it's super common. Like, it's both very normal and very common. More than half of those who reported never having, suicidal thoughts experience, it's called HPP, which is the high place phenomena, which is that Call of the Void. Either imagining jumping or having an urge to jump. About 3/4 of those who had previous experience some kind of identification with suicide experienced HPP, and people with more sensitivity to anxiety symptoms but fewer suicidal thoughts seemed more likely to experience HPP. So your anxiety does play a big factor into it. But it's just, people just don't understand what causes it. It's just a random thing that happens. So
it's kind of like the uncanny valley that we all naturally have. Type deal. Like, all humans have what's called the uncanny valley, and it's when we look at something that is portrayed as human, but it's a little off. Something's not quite right about it. And what happens when we experience the uncanny valley is adrenaline starts going. Basically our fight or flight kicks in. And we don't know why. Now, if you follow the rules of nature, the reason this happens is that once upon a time, way back down our ancestral line, there was something that resembled us, but wasn't quite us.
Doppelganger.
And it was, it would have had to have either preyed on us, or, we had a reason to be afraid of whatever the fuck this was. We just don't know what the fuck it was.
Like, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's a different topic.
So was mine. Kind of.
So go ahead.
But it kind of makes me think of like the old Indian lore of how doing certain things at night, or even just doing certain things can, bring bad juju or bring on things like wendigos and stuff like that. It's kind of, I think, along that line of thinking of, we do it as a fight or flight response because of something that's happened, as you said, generations ago, that we've just learned that, these tales and stuff are and possibly could be true. So it's just been ingrained in our psyche and our way of being for centuries.
If Wendigos are anything like Teen Wolf portrayed, fuck them.
Now, Wendigos, if you follow natural mythology of Wendigos, they are beings
Horrifying.
made they're horrifying, but they're beings that are made typically in mountainous terrain or cold terrain. And the way a Wendigo is formed is when somebody resorts to cannibalism in these areas.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, those areas are also sacred in one way or another, such as old Indian burial grounds or just an old burial site of any kind. You know, if somebody partakes in cannibalism, they will become the next Wendigo. They're terrifying beings that, for the most part, can only be killed by either fire or silver to the heart.
Yep. Nailed it. Exactly what Teen Wolf did.
When it comes to mythologies, I don't fuck around.
Yeah, it says in some traditions, humans overpowered by greed could turn into Wendigos as well. The myth thus served as a method of encouraging cooperation and moderation as well. Other sources say Wendigos were created by a human resorting to cannibalism to survive. Humans could also turn into Wendigos by being in contact with them for too long.
So what about the Donner Party?
That's funny. Yeah, I mean they weren't.
Was a joke.
Go ahead.
That was a joke in Pinky and the Brain that went over all of our fucking heads. Mm-hmm. Because it's a Christmas special, and Pinky's like, oh, I heard Donner, because they're talking about the reindeer, Santa's reindeer. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yeah, Donner's throwing a party. We've been invited. And Brian goes, something about going to the Donner Party doesn't sound too enticing to me.
Donner Party, table of one. But no, those were.
Do you just remember like this from like childhoods, or do you like see it later on in life? Because I don't remember certain episodes until I watch them later on in life. Like there'll be something on TV, and I'm like, oh, I used to watch it as a kid. Click on it, I'm like, oh, I remember this episode. But like if you were like just talking about it, I wouldn't know what the fuck you were talking about, even if I've seen it thousands of times as a kid.
Some stuff I remember, and
just random memories for me.
Yeah, we're just useless fountains of knowledge. Remember?
Yeah,
I'm a waste of space.
Oh, you are not. You shut your whore mouth.
But you don't take up that much space anyway.
Yeah. Remember, you lost a whole bunch of weight, so you take up less space now.
Actually, that's one topic I want to talk about. I think Fat Alpha's making a return.
Fat Alpha. Hey.
I'm getting fucking fat.
You are not.
I probably gained like 10 pounds back.
Okay, just go back to walking and doing sit-ups and push-ups. There you go. Problem solved.
I don't have time or want or need.
Not to mention, you have to remember, just because you gained 10 pounds doesn't mean you gained it in fat.
Mm-hmm.
If you've been walking a whole bunch, playing Pokemon Go and whatnot, it's very possible you gained that 10 pounds back as muscle.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I've been eating like crazy.
So the thing about how our bodies work, you can eat you can eat as much as you want.
As long as you're working it back off.
As long as you're working it back off. So if you go out and you eat a fuck ton and then you go for an hour or two walk, you're most likely burning off what you had gained at some point. And it also, like, if you eat a bunch once a day, so you show up, you eat, let's say you go to fucking Golden Corral and you eat a fuckload, but that's all you eat for the entire day. And then you go for a walk and then you go to bed, because believe it or not, the human body burns calories even when stationary. It's just not a lot. We're constantly burning calories. It's what keeps our motor going. I don't know what the average is for not moving, like if you're just being stationary, but you're constantly burning calories even now, as long as you're
even like burning calories while you chew, which I feel like is a little weird. Like I get it, you're making movement, but like you're gaining calories eating, but slowly burning a little bit by chewing.
That's why you could technically lose a bunch of calories by chewing gum.
Let's see.
Technically.
I'm about to start chewing nothing but gum and not eat anymore.
That's not good because, so here's another fun fact. A lot of people think that, what's the big common one? Chips. Oh, if you eat chips, you're gaining a ton of calories and you're going to get fat. That isn't true at all. because the way chips are made, and it's actually rather genius by the companies who make chips. I'm looking at you, Lays. The way chips are made, they are what am I looking for here? They are composed of non-existent empty calories. That's why when you start eating a bag of chips, you just keep eating the chips because your body is registering that you are eating food, but your stomach is going, there's no food here. Because your body isn't actually gaining anything. The calories that you would have gained from eating the chips, basically, like you said, gets burned off through the process of chewing. So you're basically gaining net 0 calories while eating chips.
I mean, you're probably still gaining calories from like the flavors and the spices and the salt.
No, you are gaining fats. Because that's
Okay,
fat. Yeah. Fats are different than calories. What is it? How does it go? It's like fats are calories, but not all calories are fats, or something like that, or the opposite. There's a saying about it. It's similar to in Magic the Gathering, where all damage is life loss, but not all life loss is damage. Which doesn't make sense to anybody who doesn't play Magic the Gathering, but it makes sense to me because I understand the rules of the game.
No, but it says here, but that the body burns calories while otherwise doing nothing at all, because you roughly burn about 1,800 a day. So it's basically the body has natural body functions that keeps it in checks and balances. So basically, just by doing your normal routine, you're already burning 1,800 calories.
Just existing, and your heart beating, and all that fun stuff. You are naturally burning quite a bit. If it's 1,800 calories. That's quite a bit of calories if you're not working out.
So if we all, as Americans, went with the 2,000 calorie limit that you're supposed to have a day.
That's not true. It's based on because someone else's 2,000 calories is different. Like a bodybuilder has to eat like almost quadruple that to keep their body because of the metabolism. Someone smaller would have to eat less. Like that depends, but the average, yes, it's about 2,000 for a normal average healthy person.
So say on average, you're supposed to eat your 12,000 calories a day. Say you do that, you hit right at 2,000, and then you don't do anything, and naturally your body's burning calories, and you burn that 1,800. We should all be fucking skinny.
Yeah, but it's the processed food, the sugars, the carbs, stuff like that it's works against us.
It's actually something funny because this is a fun fact that has been confirmed through my friends Grizz, Kai, Kaz, all them. We have stuff here in America that is illegal in the UK and Ireland and pretty much everywhere else in the world. And by stuff, I mean food. I'm talking about food and drinks. It is illegal for you to own or consume these products in those countries because those countries have deemed those things so unhealthy that they don't want their people to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
On that list, most of the chocolate we have here in America, Mountain Dew, I think even some of the ingredients in their McDonald's is different because it's not allowed. Essentially, it follows with that whole thing of America wants its people to be fat and lazy, because if we're not fat and lazy, then we start doing things that they don't want us to do.
Funny you say something like that about McDonald's, and it just makes me think that like in like certain parts of the area they sell like spaghetti or like different sandwiches or poutine.
I think
beer at some places.
In the German McDonald's you can go and
That'd
get a stout of beer.
Well, you also gotta realize they drink since they're like preteens. That's just normal for them.
If I worked at a McDonald's that had beer, I would enjoy working at a McDonald's even
right more. I'd be sitting there, I'd go on break, be like, all right guys, I'm going on break. 6 pints later, be like, all right guys, I'm coming back from break.
Well, no, because they're different from us, because they've been doing it at such a young age. It's no longer something that makes them inebriated. It's more or less just something to get them through the day, where us as Americans, we drink to the excess that we're stupid. They're more or less to the point where it's just hey, it's a drink, that's it.
the reason why I think we have a lot of the issues that we have here in America with what we have, such as alcohol or even certain drugs, and by that I mean weed. The reason why I feel that we overindulge is because we're not allowed to have that shit. So you turn 18 here in America, especially now. You turn 18 here in America, you're not allowed to smoke or drink. The only thing you can do is legally move out of your parents' house without being deemed a missing child. That's it.
It used to be,
it
used to be, you know, turn 18, you can buy cigarettes, but not anymore.
Yeah, now it's changed. Whereas I could go to fucking Ireland at the age of 15, 16, order me a fucking shot of whiskey and a pack of smokes.
That's the culture.
That's the culture. But because they start that shit out at such a young age, their people over there in other countries have adapted to that.
Can Americans go over there and drink at that age?
Yeah.
Yes. If you go over, so say when our son turns 16 or whatever the fuck the legal age is for them, if we were to go on vacation over there to the UK, I could take him into a bar and I could have a drink with my son, even though he is not, 21 here in America. When you visit a country, you follow the laws of that country.
I thought so. I just wasn't sure.
It's like in France, they start drinking wine, I think, at like 12.
Yeah.
In Japan, they drink sake. I think it's around the same age.
Will fuck you up.
Oh yeah, that, and they also drink a different kind of like clear beer as well.
Yeah, you look at sake and it's like, oh, it's just rice wine.
It's so good though.
It's not just rice wine. I mean, it is just rice wine, but goddamn,
it tastes like rubbing alcohol, but it's good.
Yeah, it tastes like you just took a shot of fucking Everclear. It's good. It's a little too good. But it's funny how, like, you look at all these other cultures. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna fucking say it. America sucks.
Yeah.
To quote a movie that was on HBO Max, America is not the greatest country in the world anymore.
It used to be.
Sure as hell used to be. We used to stand for something. We used to have a purpose. We used to be, what it was that they say in the movie, Star Spangled Awesome. Is what they say in the movie. But because of corruption and corporations and a bunch of fucking rich old guys not knowing their left from rights and not knowing how to properly run a country without making money, we've turned into this laughter, a joke. And people can call me unpatriotic. I don't care. I'm waiting for this country to fucking burn.
Well, it's like they said, like they think that we're the only country that's free. There are several countries that have more freedom than us.
There are like 4 countries in the world that are not, in the terms we are used to, free. Pretty much all of our allies are free. Most of our enemies are free. That being said, you got North Korea and Russia. They're not free. They're still under dictatorship. But
well, it's like it's like overseas, Norway and all of them, free healthcare, free education, and
they're more free than we are.
Yeah, and I say the word I say the word free because it gets paid through their taxes, but they're able to go to a hospital and walk out without having to spend thousands of dollars because healthcare is a basic human right. But because America is so money hungry, because absolute power corrupts absolutely, they want that almighty American dollar in their pocket to make them more of a fatter, rich cat than they are already.
Yep.
While the little people burn and suffer. And, they blame, oh, it's the homelessness in this that's causing this country to come down. No, it's your lack of empathy and compassion that is destroying this economy and this country.
It ultimately comes down to this thing of it's corruption, it's greed. I've said it before and I'll say it a million times. For those of you who think we can't do the free healthcare, you're wrong, because all it would take is $1. They could take an extra $1 out of every single working American's paycheck. Some of us get paid weekly. Some of us get paid bi-weekly. I don't know how many are in the working census of the population of America, but it's a lot. And I promise you, if you took $1 out of every single paycheck, that would be a lot of fucking money in a month.
Or take even a quarter of what the top 1% of people have in their bank accounts.
Oh yeah, if you went into every rich man's bank account, and I mean every single rich man, Bezos, fucking,
You got more money than they know what to fucking do with.
If you were to take 0.5% of their money, 0.5% of their money, you could do a lot.
They wouldn't even notice it's missing.
And they wouldn't even notice it was missing. And if they do notice, that just proves they're fucking stingy.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can look at your bank account and go, oh, what's $1,000? You're too fucking rich.
Mm-hmm.
I look at something and I go, man, $50.
It's really expensive.
Can I afford this?
Yeah.
Can I do this without fucking myself?
I do that with $20.
Yeah, $20 even. What was it? My father gave me a small loan of $1 million. I could solve a lot of my problems. And if for those of you who are like, oh, well, money doesn't buy happiness, I've never seen somebody crying in a Lamborghini.
Well, no, I understand. Like the reason why is because, yes, you can have all the money in the world and you can buy yourself all these things. But in the end, they're just material. That money isn't going to bring you the happiness and joy of being with your family or your friends or your children, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's the meaning of it. It's not, you know, yeah, you can buy a Lamborghini and buy all this stuff. That's great and all. But in the end, it's just stuff.
Money is a temporary happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because you get it and you pay your bills, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to stress. You get food. You're not hungry. You're happy. Then you get hungry again. You're not happy. You know, you buy what you want. You're happy because you got that. You play the video game or you bought the action figure or whatever the fucking thing may be, Pokemon cards, etc. You're happy while you're playing or using the thing that you got. And then when you're done with that thing, like money, that's why I would say money doesn't buy happiness.
So if you're looking at it in the form of material, yes, me using the Lamborghini wouldn't exactly be a good example of everything. But what I was getting at is if I got $1 million, I would no longer be stressing about money. I wouldn't be sitting there coming home from work dreading looking at my bank account. I would have a house. I would have a car paid to me. It is my car. I would no longer be making payments on it. My son would go to college. I would literally never stress about anything for a very long time. Even if I didn't go out and buy the nicest car or the nicest game system or, you know, all this other shit, I would still have less stress than what I am dealing with. Yeah, it ain't gonna make me fully happy, but because I have that money, I am able to be like, hey, family, we're going to Florida. We're going to Cali. We're going to Hawaii. We're going to these great and amazing places. You guys are going to see shit that you've only ever dreamed of.
Well, if you go to Cali, you better invite me. It's on my bucket list.
I've been there once, but I was a kid.
What was I getting ready to say? Fuck. Oh, we talked about this last night. Like, if we hit the lottery, made me think of this. So, like $1 million in lottery, whatever.
Which isn't a lot in the lottery, but yes.
I would still work my 9 to 5.
Oh yeah, they always say if you win the lottery, don't quit.
I would take like maybe a month's vacation and, you know, go to other countries, you know, explore a little bit and just enjoy that time off. But then I'd be going right back to work and I'd be, you know, busting my ass. I would actually probably, depending on how much money I got, I would go back to being a plumber's apprentice. Because then I could properly do it and I could get my trade and I could, you know, do all this other shit and end up making even more money. The whole reason why I stopped being a plumber's apprentice was because of the money isn't there right away. Like I'm talking, I was only making like $300 a week.
I'm just saying, because like I feel like if I hit the lottery, yeah, I'm gonna buy, you know, a few things I want, you know, spoil my family, get some things they want, my friends,
right?
Go on a nice vacation. I would take time off and enjoy it. But then, like, if I just sat at home, obviously, you know, like my bills are gonna come out monthly. That million is going to start slowly coming down.
Yep.
But if I'm working my 9 to 5 and I'm using my money from my 9 to 5,
or put money into an interest, that way it just gains interest over time.
I would still work my 9 to 5 and then still have that money, so I would never have distress. And if,
I would.
I'm not fucking feeling it today, I'm calling in. Call in. I still have that backup money. Oh, well, you called in and we know you're not sick. You're fired. Okay. I have $1 million in the bank. I'm not stressing.
Yeah, like you're not sitting there going, okay, well, now what am I going to do? I need to find a job quickly. I need to do this. Instead, you're going, I have time. I can pick my job. I can pick where I'm wanting to go. It'll be fine. Instead of that innate panic. I would say what I would do is I would buy the things that I want. I would spoil, like you said, I would spoil my family, spoil my friends. And then I would throw X amount into savings and then X amount into a trust fund. The trust fund would be there for emergencies. If an emergency never happens,
it's just there gathering interest.
What would happen with that trust fund if the emergency never happens is it would all go towards Ryan's college. It would all go, when it comes to that time, that is what would happen. And you can call me whatever you want for that, but I want my son to go to a decent school.
I think it's like $300,000+ for college tuition. So
yeah, and that's assuming he's going for one of the cheaper ones. Like, and I would probably also try stocks. I wouldn't go and invest in something stupid fucking risky.
No, you'd have to have someone you'd actually have to have an advisor to help you with the stock market because it's tricky.
Yeah, it is tricky, but I'd be like, all right, I'm going to invest X amount into toilet paper just to see what happens. If nothing happens and I start losing money, then, I sail, I bow out and go, okay, well, that wasn't for me. But I'm not panicking because my stocks just crashed. I'm sitting there going, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm just going to leave this be. And everything is still in my trust. Everything is still in my savings account. I'm still working. So all that money that I got in, coming out for bills and whatnot is still coming in. I'm golden.
Stay golden, pony boy.
Stay golden, pony boy.
So it's just one of those things where I don't want to sound mean when I say this, but the people who lose, they win the lottery and they win like $5 billion. And then it's gone in a week. I'm like, what the fuck did you do?
That's the super excess. That's going to buying hundreds and thousands of dollars in, clothing, going out to eat every single hour of the day. It's not, careful planning. It's just, I'm going to spend this money now because I have it.
Bro, yeah. there was a time where like I genuinely sat down. I was by myself. I was just bored one day. I don't know how I thought of this, whatever. I was like, if I hit the lottery, hypothetically speaking, say I won $5 million. That's what I set it at. I was like, 5 million, whatever. It's not too big, not too small, whatever for the lottery. I did math. Like I pulled out my calculator on my phone. I was like, okay, say I buy, and I even went expensive with it. Like I did like the most expensive things that I would want personally. I was like, I bought my dream car. Here's this amount of dollars. Bought a house. This amount of dollars. I started knocking off like things that I've wanted for years and just recently and whatever. Knocked it all off. Said, all right, now I'm giving my dad this amount of money, all my brothers this amount of money, my friends this amount of money. I still have fucking like $4 million left. I couldn't imagine spending $5 million or $1 billion and fucking 2-3 weeks a month. I wouldn't. There's no. I could go into Walmart. Like what? I can't even talk. What are they doing? Going into Walmart and buying fucking? They're like, I have $1 billion. I'll take 10 of everything. But no.
So I remember.
I mean, I'd probably give some to Charity too.
Oh yeah,
she's beautiful.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, seriously, Charity.
I remember a conversation that you, myself, and I think Scuba Steve. It was either Scuba Steve or Schmeagle. One of the two. we were on Xbox playing like Call of Duty or some shit like that, and the current Powerball was like 2.8 billion or some shit like that. It was a really big fucking number.
This would have been Scuba Steve. I remember this.
Yeah, and so Scuba Steve was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you all like X amount of $1 million." I think he said 1.5 million to each of us if he won. And I was like, "All right, fucking bet." And then you had said something like, "Dude, I'd go through that in a week." And we were like, "Bro, if you go through that in a
No,
week,
no,
I'm
no, no,
punching
no,
you in
no,
the
no, no, no,
face."
no, no, no. I said I could go through that in a week.
Yeah.
I could. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I just remember blowing up. Like we all blew up on you. Like, dude, what do you mean? That's a lot of fucking money. You're like, no, no, no. Listen, like we were. It started a bit of a thing between us for a minute.
Because it is one of those things. Like I could genuinely like, because like essentially say you spend whatever you did for the lottery ticket or the Powerball, whatever. I've never bought like the Powerball. I've done several lottery tickets, but like hypothetically speaking, say I was a greedy motherfucker. I won $1 million, and I was like, all right, bet I could get that $1 million, whatever they take out for taxes or whatever they do. Because I know, like, say you win $1 million, you don't actually get $1 million.
You're like
No,
900 and something thousand.
Say I get all that money back, I could walk out that door, hop in my car, go sell my car, buy my new car, and blow the rest of it. I could not in a day. You would be a fucking madman if you spent $1 million in a day. I genuinely, even after all the things that I want and need and supporting friends and family on things they want, I could not do it in a day.
I'd have to start buying stupid shit, like shit that I don't want or don't need.
Yeah, like I would just like I'd have a friend over and they're like, dude, why'd you buy that? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I have $1 million.
Yeah.
You want it? I don't even want it. You want it?
It's like that old riddle. What is it? Rich people want it, poor people have it, and if you eat it, you'll die.
That, not what you just said, but the whole charity thing made me think of something. There's this guy at work that comes in and checks things around the building, and he's cool as shit. I don't remember his name, but he's like, I thought he was being serious, but it turned out to be a joke. He's like, hey man, I got a serious question for you. Do you consider yourself a good guy? And I was like, well, I try to be. I mean, don't piss me off. He's like, yeah, I consider myself a good guy. You know, I give my money to charity. Unless she's off that day, then I give it to Destiny. I fucking lost it.
It is funny.
There was one more question I wanted to ask because I know we're coming up on time. Whatever happened? Are you still in that gaming thing? I can't remember what they're called, like tactical gaming or something.
Yeah, but I am looking to drop. I don't have this drive to play League of Legends anymore. Apex has pretty much consumed everything that I do, and I load into League of Legends. I give it a shot, you know. I try to get that feeling back, that joy that I had of playing that game, and just what the game's become, what the community's become. I can't play it anymore. I legitimately can't, and it sucks.
Call of Duty.
It sucks because, you know, I've been playing that game since 2011, 2012. Damn, you know, 10 years, 10, 11 years. I've spent thousands of dollars on it. And I was good at the game. I was damn fucking good at the game.
Bro, you know how much, like, more money you and I would have if we didn't spend it on fucking video games?
Probably the same amount that we have now because we just spent it on other shit.
Yep.
It's like that whole well, how long have you been smoking? You know, 10 plus years. So if you quit smoking and did all this in 10 plus years, you could have this amount. It's like, you don't understand. I just spend the money on something else.
Right.
I never thought about it that way because like I sat there one day and thought about it. I was like, you know, if I didn't, like, this is back then because I don't eat out as much anymore, but if I didn't go out and eat all the time and I didn't, you know, buy movies like I used to, and I didn't spend all this money on in-game items or Pokemon cards, I would have like thousands of dollars. I've never thought about, you know, no, you would just find your next fix.
Yeah, that's all it turns into.
You know, yeah, you would put it into a car or a house or whatever, you know, fixing up a house or something. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's never just, oh, if you didn't spend that money, you'd still magically have that money. That ain't how the world works, unfortunately. It's literally,
unless you literally just didn't do anything.
Unless you're a millionaire and have the ability to do that.
No, I mean like say like you didn't play video, like in my case, like, you know, I spent all this money on video games or whatever. Like say I just didn't play video games. I literally went home or went to work, came home, sat down and watched TV. Like that was my day. Or I went and worked out or something and then came home, watched TV. I'm not buying Pokemon cards, I'm not playing video games, I'm not
It would still just it follows under that you don't know what it would have been. So you stop. So let's say, in your hypothetical here, you're not playing video games, you're not buying Pokemon cards, you're just coming home and watching TV. So now there's a TV show that you have to pay a weekly subscription for. Well, you have this extra money, so you start paying for that weekly subscription. Then another one comes out with the exact same stuff, with the exact same rules, pay X amount of subscription. Or maybe instead of video games and Pokemon cards, you start reading books more. Well, then you start just buying books.
Or you could do the 52-week challenge.
Which is what?
So basically, on the first week, you put $1 in your savings. Next week, you put $2. Next week, you put $3, $4. And then by the end of that 52-week challenge, you'll eventually have $1,300 in your bank.
I love how this is called a challenge when in all reality, it's just good financial planning.
Mm.
The only reason why it's a challenge is because Americans are stupid.
All right. But I mean, even if you put $5 a week in your savings, by the end of that first month, you got $20. Next month, you got 40, 60, just it adds up,
Yeah. And that could work. For me, I look at it and go, can I afford to put that $5 in savings?
Mm-hmm.
Now I can, because I canceled a bunch of the automatic shit that comes out. But
right
before then,
bro, you had everything. I swear to God, you were paying for fucking Pandora Premium.
That was back when I lived with you, and I didn't have nearly as
Pandora. I
much.
forgot Pandora exists.
Yeah, we all did.
I still use it.
I don't use Pandora. I use iHeartRadio because it's actually fucking free.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can pay for the premium one, but you only get, so when you open the app and if you click on something, so like, let's use Aaron Mankey's Cabinet of Curiosities. It's a podcast that he runs. Great podcast. I recommend it to everybody listening. Cabinet of Curiosities and the Lore podcast are fan-fucking-tastic. I would love to have Aaron Mankey on the show. If you're listening, motherfucker, get on here. But when I open the iHeartRadio app, there isn't an ad, and it starts playing the latest episode of whatever I was listening to in terms of podcast. If you were listening to a radio, like a specific like rock radio or something like that, it plays the song that would be on that radio right then and there. There is no ad. Now, when you go to change the station, that is when the ad pops up. So like if I wanted to switch from Lore to Cabinet of Curiosities, I would have to, suffer through an ad. That's it, though.
Well, we're up on that time, so we'll go ahead and go to our end cards. So
Hooray!
Remember, at 100 subscribers, I will be doing the Tru Alpha's makeup. At 200 subscribers, I will be doing Fang's, and at 300 subscribers, they will be doing mine. So make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button and hitting that notification bell as well. So I really want to get to do this because I enjoy doing makeup and I want to see my brother in makeup. So I look forward to it. Go ahead and visit our Patreon where you can participate in polls, one-on-one meetings. You can be in a podcast, see behind the scenes content, get art lessons from me, and so much more. So no donation is too small, and we appreciate anything that you can and do donate for us. So thank you. Go ahead and visit our spring. Use WolfCast20 to get 20% off all of your merchandise. Head over to our Dubby. Use WolfCast10 to get 10% off all your orders. It's an energy powder that's sugar-free, tastes great, FDA approved, and they have amazing, delicious flavors to choose from. Follow us on all of our social medias. Remember that you want to keep the #1 podcast in your heart strong and going on. So please just make sure you're hitting that subscribe button for us because we really love you and we would like to see you always here with us and enjoying one video to the next. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed just our idle prattle and ramblings, and hopefully you learned some stuff today. And if not, maybe we made you ask some questions. So stay curious, my lovelies. So we'll see you guys in the next video.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Bye!
Bye.